Yo, what's up guys, Shujinkydink here, and welcome to a video all about commentating. Commentating is a very underrated thing. It's very hard, and a lot of the times it's live, so if you make a mistake, everyone gets to see it unedited for their viewing pleasure and to tweet at you and make fun of you for saying things that you weren't even thinking about at the time. We're lucky enough in the NetherRealm scene to have quite a few commentators, and I wanted to give you my personal tier list of who I like watching the most as far as commentary-wise goes, but I did want to talk about another thing that happened. It kind of rustled everybody's jimmies and mine a bit too. So they announced the commentating lineup for the Injustice 2 Eleague World Championship, which is happening in just a few weeks here. So let's go over it here. So we have our host, which is Richard Lewis. Of course, everyone knows Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis is kind of the man. He's a big deal, and I have no idea who Richard Lewis is. Next off, we have, oh my boy, Joshua Gray as the reporter. Does a great job, great stage man. Always enjoy watching him, and he brings the hype for sure. Then for the actual commentators, we have Sajam, Katana Prime, Tasty Steve, Repaul. This guy I've never seen before. Ziliang Chu, not familiar with him, and then Ultra David. So by looking at this list, I can see that they either have no idea who commentates for Injustice 2, very little idea who commentates for Justice 2, or they just don't have any faith in the community in Injustice 2. It feels like this is kind of a slap in the face, that they're taking these commentators from other games, and this is not hating on the commentators at all. This has nothing to do with them. This is all the crew who decided to pick them. Like Sajam, for example, he's an excellent commentator. He's actually hilarious when it comes to all the ads and stuff. I love watching him, but he hasn't really done much for Injustice 2 in the way of commentary. Will he do a good job? Yeah, probably. Are there better choices? Absolutely. So seeing him is kind of like he's a 50-50 for me. Katana Prime, absolutely no question, should be in there without a doubt. Tasty Steve, I've never even seen this guy commentate, and I watch a lot of FGC stuff. Maybe I'm just missing the game that he commentates, but usually I see him as a hype man, a stage man, similar to what Joshua Gray will be doing. So I didn't even know that he was much of a commentator. So especially in Injustice 2, I'm not really sure I've seen him do anything in Injustice 2 or enter any tournaments or anything. So it's just some of these choices like that one just seems like they don't have faith in the Injustice 2 community's ability to draw viewers. So they have to kind of grab from other avenues, people who are known for Street Fighter or Marvel or something like that, to kind of fill that gap and bring in more viewers. And going to the next one, which is Reaple. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. He does a lot with the Tekken community. He's like a top Tekken player, and he's very good, and he's a good commentator too. But again, he's not part of the NRS community, the Injustice community as much, so it's kind of hard to justify having him sit in there. And then the other gentleman, I can't really say anything for because I've never seen him before. I didn't even know he was a thing. I'm assuming he's probably pretty big in some game, but here, I don't think so. And then we have Ultra David, and I think he fits in there just fine. If you're looking for these 6 commentators, then yeah, absolutely. I think Ultra David is a perfect choice. So who would I keep and who would I swap out? Well, the two that I would keep are Katana Prime and Ultra David, and I'd put them together. I think they work fantastically together. And then I would take out Sajam, Tasty Steve, Ziliang Chu, and Reaple. Just take them out completely and replace them. So then we have another 4 spots. So I would probably say Wonder Chef and Mr. Aquaman was who I would fill with the other 2, and then of course Ketchup and Mustard. The fact that those guys were left out or weren't even talked about in the mix, that's pretty bad for Eleague. And especially being one of the bigger Injustice 2 events of all time, that you know, this is what they chose to do. It really hurts as a member I've been a member of the community since 2004. A lot of people have been there longer than I have. So it just kind of hurts to see we were making such good progress forward, but to see something like this happen, it's just really unfortunate. I hope that they maybe change, you know, something. Might be too late, I don't know. Now, one of the things that really irked me about this whole Eleague thing isn't necessarily the fact that they picked these commentators, but it was when certain community members, well-known ones, like Pig of the Hut, for example, spoke up, not even in any sort of a harsh way, just saying like it's an odd choice, we would have liked to see somebody different. This host of the event ended up blocking them on Twitter, which shows that, you know, if it would be nice if he would have just acknowledged it, or maybe said, hey, you know, this is the commentator lineup that we chose. We're sorry that you didn't like it. We're moving on, try to be better for next time. But to just straight out block somebody for sharing an opinion, having an opinion, he actually blocked multiple people from what I understand. So I just don't know what to say about that. That's so immature and unprofessional, and leading up to something that's supposed to be one of the biggest events for our community. It's really sad to see, and it's already putting a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths for the Eleague. And I hope that some of the players in the Eleague or some of the higher ups kind of say something, because their voice right now is the most important, and we need that. We're still struggling to try and build our community and build our game and become legitimized as an esport. So things like this that kind of put us a step behind are really detrimental. But all that stuff out of the way, let's get to my tier list of commentators. So coming in at number 4 on my spot is Godspeed and Wonderchef. I've known both these guys since at least 2011 with Mortal Kombat 9's release. Wonderchef I've known for way longer than that, actually. Wonderchef has always kind of been the guy that just like knows everything somehow. He's a lab rat, and listening to him commentate, you always find out something new about the game, and I really like it. And I think that Godspeed adds a little bit of edge and is a great color commentator, especially when you post him with somebody like Wonderchef, who's just so knowledgeable and great in the play-by-play area. I think that together they make a great team. Number 3, I have Mr. Aquaman, and I just have him alone because you could put him with literally anybody and he would be awesome. He does great color commentary when he needs to. He's a great play-by-play when he needs to. Also super knowledgeable and one of the most high-energy, hype commentators there is out there today. If you get a chance, you need to find a video of him doing Aquaman's Trident Rush. If you haven't already, it is the most hilarious thing you'll see in your life. You'll thank me later. You're welcome. Number 2 on my list is Ultra David and Katana Prime. They usually do the Evo together. Most majors you'll see these guys in the finals, and they're both extremely well spoken. They're easy to understand, which is something that's very underrated and lacking in a lot of less talented commentators. No one on this list, but I'm just saying in general, up and coming commentators, make sure that you're very clear and easy to understand. They're both also super knowledgeable about the game, both huge community figures as well, so it's easy to see why they made my number 2 on this list. And the number 1 is Ketchup and Mustard. Watching these guys feed off each other is just some of the most entertaining stuff there is. They have so many catchphrases, they're high energy, they're easy to understand, that they make up terminology and they kind of banter back and forth at each other quite a bit, which is really relatable as a kind of like that sibling thing. One of my favorite moments with them was during I forget which one it was, the finals of a MKX ESL tournament, and Ketchup had messed up. This is what I was talking about earlier about messing up live. Ketchup had messed up and said, oh, now he gets a chance to do a finish him. And the look on Mustard's face that he gave him, he was, oh, a finish him. A finish him? Like, oh, he just ragged on him for so long about I think the rest of the broadcast about that. It's one of my favorite moments between those two. I thought it was great. And that's it, guys. That's my commentary tier list for Injustice 2 right now. So do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you shuffle some around? Let me know in the comments below. We can talk about it, or anything that you saw in this video today. I wanted to take a break from some gameplay type stuff and make a video like this to kind of have a group discussion and kind of, you know, flesh some things out, you know. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe because we make videos every single day. #bonehonks and all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.